Hello YouTube, I hope everybody's doing great. Today, as you see, I have something kinda different. But again, back to my roots with CNC, aluminum profiles, Arduino, and 3D printing. Well, anyway, what is it? As you can see, this is although smaller than this contraption. That's my version of a watch winder. I did have a Seiko many years ago. Actually, the first automatic watch that I bought in the United States when I lived there back in the 90s. I got my first checkbook, and I think it was Sears. I went to Sears and saw this watch, Seiko, $250, I think it was, and wanted to pay with my check, but it did not get accepted. So I paid cash anyway. And many years later, it got stolen by so-called friends from my own home. So anyway, oh, now I forgot what I wanted to do in this video. Anyway, so I do like watches. So I have a few rather inexpensive watches here on their own stand, and I want to put these on the background on the video, but I forgot. And these are rather cheap watches. This one was a little bit more expensive, and I know now why, because it has a Japanese movement. I forgot the number, sorry. But while I was doing something to it, changing the battery, the second hand fell off. And then I had to open it. Unfortunately, when you open the back, the movement does not come out from the back because the dial is bigger than the casing. So I had to take off the front bezel to be able to get the second pack on, and I got the second pack on and I put it together, and then the top, you can see it if you have good eyes here, the top hand fell off and I did not open it back again. And anyway, this is that's actually a fake that my wife got me. She didn't know, she thought it's a real one when she bought it. Anyway, those are the few watches. I used to have many watches, and I had this one special friend that I made a gift to him, and then he turned around and sold the watches to his other friend. So anyway, that was the end of making gifts of watches. Anyway, long story short, I got back into, well, I wanted to get a Seiko, but I didn't find anything that I really like, and the prices are 500 and upwards, and so I decided to build my own watch. And this is actually the first part that I received, not in this box, but in this box, and here's the stem. It's a Seiko NH35A movement, and I really love, I mean, I'm into CNC, as you know. I built my CNC machine, CNC lathe and whatnot, and the tiny, and I like small things, and that's just amazing. And anyway, there's somebody walking in. I hope he doesn't disturb my video. Anyway, this is the first part of the mechanical watch that I'm gonna build. It's an automatic, and I obviously wanted to make a winder for it because I'm not gonna probably wear it every day, although I might. And oh boy. Anyway, I'm in a rush somehow. I don't know why. So to build a watch, you need, well, I ordered all the parts individually, and you need to be able to press in the glass and the bezel and whatnot. And I didn't want to buy a press, and I had this piece of aluminum that I had left over, and always wondered where I'm gonna use this, and this was just perfect. These are also leftovers, and this is also leftover, and this is what I did. It will have a screw on the bottom, and it will have also a screw on the top if I need to. I did order the dies for it, the different size dies, because that's would not make sense to make those yourself. So I will use this to press anything on there or press out or whatever. And I had these stepper motors. You might know these. They do have a gear. That's why the shaft is not centered. It's off center. And that's what I'm using in this watchwinder. And I also, this one has a special feature. It has a homing function. And I can show you if it's offset and you power it on and off. Right now it has a ugly cable. It centers it, and I forgot to take the delay out. Normally if it centers it, it turns right away and keeps moving. And I had these A3144 Hall effect sensors that I bought, I don't even know, probably 6-7 years ago. And you never know when you're gonna use something, and that's what I used to make a limit stop on the winder. So that's what I'm using, and this was my setup to test the code, and this I fit into this by using, I still use one of these stepper controllers that come with those motors, and I used one of my tiny Atmega boards and put it inside here. This is also the sensor, the Hall effect sensor. And for those people who might not know or interested in knowing, these sensors obviously use a magnet to detect it, but only one side of the magnet. And if you put it in the wrong way, it does not work. So if it's, say it's the North Pole here, it works with the North Pole or with the South Pole from the bottom. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I made a mistake, and that's why all these trial versions are. And while trying to put it in the correct location, I knew that I did put it wrong way around, and then it did work, but it was way, oh no, it did not work at all. Well, not off, it did not work at all. One other thing to notice, so you know, if you have a movement that comes from directly from the top, it's okay. But if you come from the side, like I do here, it actually detects it always already here on the edge of the sensor. And depending on the distance of the sensor to the magnet, it goes either further or sooner or later that it detects the magnet. And I had a hard time, and you can see here the magnet. Hold on, which one you can see it better? Yeah, right on the black one. The magnet is off-centered to get the correct location, but still it was just a few degrees off. And then I decided to fix it in the software by homing it and then adjusting it for true, I don't know, 90 degrees or whatever, and then go from there. So that's what I did in the software, because I was not able to do it. And this is also a test drive or test print to see if the, oops, sorry, I hit my camera, to see if the motor fits in there. Again, what am I doing? So anyway, these are all the prints I did, and the further I moved along, the more ideas I had. Initially it was like that single thing. Where's the other? Oh, here we go. Initially it was supposed to be one piece on the bottom and mounted on the, or stuck onto the stepper. And then I decided, why not make it out of two plates with magnets in between. This was a test print. So yes, this was actually it. The bottom part that goes onto the motor, 20mm by 2mm neodymium magnet on both sides, and the top part will then be screwed on here, which actually I can show you. by yanking this off here. So first I used the indexing magnet as well to the big one, but that was not strong enough. Then I used the bigger one, and these two hold pretty much 100% without moving one to each other. And I also beefed up the bottom here. Initially it was half the thickness, and then I did print these out of TPU. I think this one has 50% infill, because that way it won't harm the watch, and it's grippier than just plain, but it was too small, so I did reprint it in a bigger size. And what I will do, this is actually my wrist size, so if I get the mechanical watch and it has a clasp, I can unclasp it, take it off, put the clasp back on and push it on here, and it will stay put, it will not move. So that's that. And yeah, okay, well, I was gonna print the bottom one out of TPU as well, mainly because I have more TPU than anything else, and then the print failed midway through, and I ended up with this cushiony thing, which actually I will use for if I'm working on the watch. I did order also a watch holder for the movement, but I can use this as well for anything that needs to be soft and not scratch anything. So that was that. And on this one, which one? Okay, here it failed as well. I don't know why. This one printed fine, the other one printed also fine. Here it just got clogged up. So but then I figured I will use PLA, and at least for the initial testing. The reason why I also have this, and I'm planning on selling these winders, by the way. So what I'm thinking is, and I'm sure I will make more than one mechanical watch, and you cannot wear them all at the same time. And this way I will make separate top parts where all the watches will sit when I'm not wearing it, and then I can just rotate them and put them on the winder as I need to. So I don't have to have more than one winder, although I could do that, and I might do that. It just looks cool. And yes, so I can make these in different sizes. If I'm going to sell it, you can tell me your wrist size, and I will make these according to them. So it will not be loose. You will not have to have any adjustment on here to make it sit there, and it will just take off, put on like that. So that's my idea. This was my first test, which was way too small. And I talked about these. Oh, okay. And I am planning to make a custom PCB for this, because it's still, where is actually the other board that I have? I can't see. Forest out of all the, yeah, that's not gonna happen because I did not glue these in place. These will going to put glued in there. I did extra by epoxy because I'm not sure if double-sided tape will hold it, but yeah, wait. So I will make, what I was saying, I will make a custom PCB. Where did I put the other board, driver board? No, it's here. That's the driver board, I showed it, right? And I will make a custom PCB combining these two, make it smaller. You know, this thing ran the whole night on here without ever falling off. I'm not gonna edit this out. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know why it's, I mean, obviously the magnet is coming off and falling off. but it ran all night because I want to make sure the code works. And what I will also do is obviously not have a wire coming out of here, but have a USB Type-C connector. It's running off 5 volts, and I will have a USB Type-C connector. I did order some that I can incorporate into the design, and I'm planning to reducing the height of this, so the watch, although it's not tipping over, but it's still too far out for my taste, so I will make it this lower and might reduce the size of this. And I'm also going to reduce the gap of this. There's about 2 mm gap right now, which does not look nice, so I will reduce that gap. And you can see when these two parts are together, the diamond texture does match up. It does not sit any way off center. And what I'm also gonna do is obviously not use PLA but ABS to make it stronger. This is actually also printed with TPU. It's strong enough, but I will switch to ABS. Let's not drop it again. I can show you the top hand, the small hand that's sitting there. So I have to pry this off again and change that out. The second still on here, so it's working, it's staying put. And this is actually it, I think. So if you're interested in the Watchwinder, and I did find quite a few designs out there, but somehow I always found something that I did not like about them. One were the ones that are sitting like this, and I wanted to have the clock like it's facing you when it's on the desk, so you can actually also see it. And then I found winders with too many parts to print, and every time I see a design which I like but it has too many small parts to print, I don't do it. I'm just getting off. And you might remember this nice RC bike that I found and printed and edited actually for white tire and whatnot. And yes, TPU is still slippery, so I put a rubber band on here. This has only a few parts. It consists of very little number of parts, so that's why I like. And anyway, this whole contraption consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. So, and you can expand it since it does come off. You can have more than one of the bases and then just put it on there via magnetic hold, and it will work, and it will not come off. As you see, the magnet slips out of the plastic, which is only a friction fit right now. I did not glue them down. You can see if I slap it on there, the magnet pops off here. And I might also put the electronics in the base and just have the motor on the top. Then I can lower it even further down and not have it stick out the front that much. I could make the base bigger to compensate for the look of it, but I don't see why I should do that, since it's never gonna tip over. It's just not possible. You can see, even though out of this angle it drops to the back. So anyway, those are the future mods, but I couldn't wait to make this video and show it to you. And as I said, if you're interested, please leave a comment. And if more people are interested, I'm more eager to make that PCB. And otherwise I could just stick to this because I have it already, and just improve on the design, remove the gap here, and that would be it. Anyway, also while working with this, I had a tough time pushing these magnets in, I wanted to have them tight fit. I didn't want to glue them in. The only negative is now with these, the magnet is on the wrong side, wrong polarity. I even did actually remove the sensor out of the base and turned it around and put it in, but that screwed the alignment again. And I used my newfound press to push the magnet in. Normally I use my, let me take this off again before it falls over. I use my vise that I got from Banggood a while ago, years ago, but this one wasn't able to get in here. As you can see, I wasn't able to push that in here with the vise. Normally I use this. So anyway, that is what you can do with leftover aluminum parts. And I use my belt grinder to grind the sides. I was gonna, it was just in testing place, I was gonna take it off again and grind these surfaces as well, but I did not get around to it yet because I get a new idea. After I built this, I actually started with the winder, and I'm also at the same time working on a big project for a client. And anyway, this is really good to have for a press. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to torque this to put a glass into the watch case, but I think it will work. Worst case, I have holes here, so I can put something on here or make this bigger, use something bigger and then torque it. I have seen the presses that have a lever like that and then you press like that, but with those I don't think you have smooth leverage. And I've seen on the YouTube videos where people put the glass in and it goes like they press and then plop, it slams into the case. And I wanted to have how you call it, a smooth movement while going in, not just pressing it in with one shot. And this way you will have much more feeling when you're pushing it down. And anyway, that's that. So it's also a multi-purpose tool for me. I can use it, and as I said, I did order the inserts, the different dies for different size watch cases and whatnot, and I came up with these. They have 6mm threads, so that's why I have that. I can screw this in from the bottom and then put the bottom die on there, and then on the top the same. Yes, in case you're wondering, if I make this tight and I turn it, I would technically turn the die on the glass. To eliminate that, actually I can have this fit in here. Actually it sticks like that, and then I can hold it and then turn it, and that way the glass will not, or the die will not move on the glass. So I can do it both ways. And oops, my humidity sensor running out of battery. Yes, this is it actually, and let me know what you think. Oh, here I have it in front of me. Obviously this one just plugs in right now and it would run 24/7. Although in the code I can set it to, it does actually make 3 turns, or 3 times left turn, right, clockwise, counterclockwise 3 times, and then it can sleep. And while it's sleeping, I'm actually also taking power off of the motor, because normally on the steppers one winding is always powered on if it's even not moving, and it just generates heat and it uses electricity. Not that it's like 200 milliamps, 250, not that it would bother it, but it has a gear in here, even though you can turn it with your hand, and you can hardly hear it. when the watch is not moving, it's not like turning to the bottom and getting off-centered. Obviously it wouldn't matter, but since I'm a little bit of a picky person, a little bit is good. Since I'm picky person, I wanted to have this right at an angle and not like that or upside down or whatever. So oh yes, I start something and I go on and I forgot where I put. I will actually put two sensors on here from the bottom. These are modules that you can buy, and you can make them as momentary switch or as a latching switch. And on a latching switch they consume like, I don't know, less than a milliamps, so it's not a problem at all. I even thought of making this maybe battery powered, but then I said it's gonna stay put somewhere and get powered. No sense of putting a LiPo battery in there. Also, I would be tempted. There's enough room on the bottom to put a LiPo battery in there as well. So it will have two sensors, one on off and one for homing. So you would not have to turn it off and back on. You could just, even if it's running in the middle or sitting and be in the sleep mode, you can just touch the case and then you will have it home and then start again. It's like for if it's sleeping and you want to show somebody, and then you just click, or you could turn it off and on, but or just click once. Difference, 50% less work. So anyway, I will integrate two sensors in the base. Although also I want to actually use nice metal buttons with LED rings in them, but if I want to put it on here, I would have to make this thing like 3 times as deep, and just for a switch it does not make sense. And to put a switch on the back or on the front or on the side, it would not look good. Plus it's a curved surface, so you have to have it recessed, and it's just a whole bunch of problems. The best way to do it electronically, well, it's a mechanical part in there, but no mechanical switch, just touch sensors here on the bottom. And I can also make a power on off sign and a reset sign. I don't even know if there's a reset sign, but I can design one and have that on the ABS, so you know where to touch, and then also have a LED in there to see if it's powered on or not. So anyway, I do like this diamond pattern, and you see I used it everywhere, and I just think it looks cool. And that TPU really prints nicely. It has a nice shimmery effect, not all shiny, which I don't like because you can see every fingerprint on it, and also not matte, so it looks dull. It just looks nice. But we'll see how it will look when I print it in. I'll keep tipping over stuff here. When I print it with ABS, because I don't want this to sit maybe near a window or a desk and then start melting once the sun shines on it, because PLA is not that much heat resistant. So anyway, this is my idea. I might even add another magnet here to hold it better maybe, but these things really hold it well. I mean, if it wouldn't be for the magnet popping out of here, it really sits nicely on here. And you could also use this and have maybe a stand, a metallic stand, and have it sit on a stand, maybe, if you like. But this is it. So again, if you like this video, you can hit the like button. If you want to see my further upgrades, I will make a video, of course, while putting this mechanical movement into a watch. My own design, well, not designed, I'm not making a watch, I'm just putting parts together. It's like when people put other things together and they say, I build it. You're not building it, you build it. If you make this movement, then you build it. But if you buy this movement and put it in a case, you're not building it, you're putting it together, in my eyes. Anyway, I will do the same. I will put it together and I will make a video of that. So if you want to get notified about that, you can hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And you can also find items that I sell in my Tinder store. I just received some new HP LED displays, and I will build another one of my retro clocks. I can build two, of course. I will do that. So if you wanna get this, you can find it in my Tinder store. And Peter, if you're watching, I hope you're getting yours soon, and watch the display when you turn it on. I have a surprise for you. And I also sold one over Tindy, and same goes to that person. When you turn it on, you will see something special. Anyway, I'm also working on a new PCB design, but I will show this in another video. It's getting too long, and I know that you guys have no patience to watch till the end. But anyway, I would appreciate if you check out my links in the description, and you can support me also on Patreon if you like. I still have 5 people, and it will help. Anything will help, and I hope you're having a nice day, and see you on the next one. Take care.